Alright, here we are, here we go. Welcome back to the channel, Upward Spiral Gang. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button from the get-go because you already know this is going to be a deep dive into the subconscious mind, into an understanding of reality, into the concept of manifestation, why we as lightworkers need to toughen up, and why we need to understand that we ourselves, this is so funny to realize, so we ourselves have given ourselves massive challenges, massive things we have to work through in this timeline. By the way, this is vitamin water, okay? That's the new sauce. As soon as I said that, I know I'm going to get some dude in the comments being like, the negative implications of vitamin water, okay, or something. But this is how pansy our communities are, the spiritual communities, okay? Everybody's whining about something. Everybody's complaining about something. What about the celebration of life itself, to show up as you, for you, by you, through you? What happened to that multi-dimensional being? Why did you just limit yourself to just being a human being? Okay? What happened to the one that can walk through the realm, the in-betweener? 90% of the population don't even know that they have an entity attachment to them. But it's the rubber band effect. You give yourself all the stress, all this worry to go through, and you have reached down to the roots of hell, and it's the rubber band effect. No tree can get to heaven that cannot reach down to the roots of hell. So you're a shining example of this new earth leadership that we need. Because if you've overcome something, you had to step into an overcoming consciousness, correct? So if you've overcome some past memory, some trauma that's happened to you, knowing that it's an illusion, it's all a dream, right? So dangerous safety is an illusion. Just see things clearly. Just see things clearly, right? Separation is an illusion. So the fact that I'm saying that Horus is out there and I'm communicating through a hologram, a fragmented, deity that's floating around in my space out there, and then I'm in here. No, the whole thing is internal. Because the moment you imagined it, you made it real. So even this deity yoga process is happening primarily through imagination, guys. And we got to get this as New Earth leaders. It's a dream within a dream within a dream. Okay? It's winception. I keep winning in every dimension, every timeline. No matter what's real, what's fake, okay? You light workers, you love complaining so much. Instead of complaining about things or masking it constantly, right? 24/7 love and light patrol. Ew, ew, right? All right, you're not in love and light? Get out of here. Get out of our community. What the? I'm just expressing myself. Anything slightly lower vibrational than the frequency that we hold in our community, like, what are you doing? Why are you deluded and deluluing other people into your pooing? Listen, you could call me Delulu, you can call me a genius. But at the end of the day, I decide my own self-image and how I relate to myself. So you could call me a moron, but I know my intelligence. So you cannot shake that foundation. You might try to crack the ego shell open, but so what? I've done that countless times. And I say that so the ego got trapped in the I of the saying that the ego is trapped, right? And this is how your mind plays with you. Your thoughts are these meta programs, and you gotta just be remaining at the source. Don't get wrapped up in the thought, be the source of the thought. Okay? Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know. You gotta constantly bring it back to that pure awareness, yo. On this light worker journey. This is so weird. Because it's like transparent like water. but I'm tasting like apple juice, bro. That's so trippy. So most light workers, right, are mostly light slaves. Now, why do I say this in such a harsh way? Because you guys have copycat tendencies. You take something from somewhere and you just post it somewhere else, and you have to become an originator of your reality again. To speak from the knowingness of that higher self, because it already has the answers, it already knows. You can choose to ignore that, but once you're dialed in, tapped in, wired in, locked in, whatever word you want to use, if you're going through some major problems, some major issue, right? You gotta know to tackle it from another paradigm. A paradigm where that problem doesn't even seem like a problem anymore. So you shifted in character so much that that problem has evolved according to the identity construct. So let's just say you solve a problem from ego and victim mentality and, feeling afraid and embarrassed of yourself, and, you're tackling it from a traumatized space, right? A fragmented self. Then you might even blame others or yourself for that. So it's like this weird self-fulfilling prophecy that you keep doing, not knowing that I am the creator, everything I create serves me, and the creation is finished. Once you know these three things, you can automatically get back into the driver's seat of your consciousness again and vibrate in resonance and harmony to dream the superhuman. So imagination is just the door. You're not fantasizing. Fantasizing is not the higher mind of God. It's not we shall overcome. It's we have overcome. We have overcome. Right? Because I'm not hoping and wishing and praying that we shall overcome one day. Now, I don't mean to take away from it the song's original meaning and ancestry and reverence and brilliance. But I'm talking about the language that we use creates a separation and a fragmentation for us from source energy. Why would I do that when my Father loves me? My earthly Father and my heavenly Father. Why would I do that to myself? Why would I harm another one of His creations? It doesn't make sense. But then we got to see things very clearly. Clear as the light of day. Clear where there's no rain or snow in the sky, but a clean sky. No clouds, just a pure, pristine, clean sky. Blue. Authentic. Doesn't need to try. Doesn't need to do anything because it's ether itself, it's air. Doesn't need to really project itself as anything because it's already everything. This is how you want to live, man. You want to live with this etheric cadence, this flow state essence, this aura as soon as you walk into a room. And it's like presto, changeo, rearrangeo, man. It's like you told yourself an infinite amount of mantras, an infinite amount of spells, and you crystallize it into that one moment where you create an impact with somebody else that you come across. It's like, hey man, I get that, Daps, right? That's really cool that you shared that with me. But also, I hear the victim in your language. And I will point that out to you. If you're my friend too, I will point out your 3D language, whereas you could be using a 5D language, okay? A better language. Don't say I have to do this, say I get to do this. Don't say life is happening to me, say life is happening for me. These simple word shifts can get you into a completely alternate universe. But you gotta catch yourself in those moments. And your brain is one of the greatest manipulators, yo. It can put you into so many locked boxes and traps and, booby traps and labyrinths in your mind frame. Invisible, infinite knots and entanglements that you have no business thinking about or resonating in. So you need to rewire the nervous system towards excellence and brilliance again. Why are you not activating that part of you that is your golden shadow, the fear of your own greatness, the fear that you might be great, the fear that you might be intimidating towards others, the fear that you might be the man or the woman, right? You might be that, right? That X factor individual, that individual that knows that they have always been here for this new earth to emerge, so that they can emerge as a leader because they've converted and transmuted and become the master alchemist in their own world. And now they're ready to alchemize and help others transcend and reveal their gifts and brilliance, their truth. And if you can do that just by yourself, imagine the impact that you can have on others with that information, right? I'm sharing this in a video right now, okay? It doesn't take anything for me to share it. I just click record, I edit it later, and it's a fun process. But someone else is hearing underneath the words. There are understanding the art of it, but the message sings true into their DNA genome code or something, right? And so now they're functioning at a different capacity of universal understanding again. Because if I am in Reiki, in Tao, if I am in that benevolent love energy, flowing through my chakras, flowing through my internal meridians and so forth, clearing out the gunk, banishing the distortions, understanding that I can have a clean, blank musical slate that creates harmony and melody and purity at such a high vibration and level. And I got to amplify that and resonate at that and expand that because I know that I have a freedom and a choice to move. I remain the cause of my life, not living in the effect, not being reactive and overreactive. I am being proactive. I'm being pragmatic. I'm being the real bad man. This is the spiritual bad boy. You know that I got a swag boy. You know that I got a mad boy. You know that I got a mad boy. You know that I got the swag boy. You know that I got a mad boy. You know that I got the swag boy. You know that I got a mad boy. Listen, Lightworkers of 2025, you deserve to ascend. There's no earning it. You're already there. Remind yourself of the new earth is already here. And I am living example. Start feeding into this narrative. Because that truth will regenerate your cells. Your inner compass will start to hardwire and generate an internal pattern. You know, it was so funny the other day. A specific client of mine, a specific student of mine, they were speaking to me, and as they were listening, they had their fingers in a specific mudra. They said, no, I'm not doing anything, right? But the body unconsciously knows sometimes, right? So the fact that he had to do this mudra, his body already knew that he had to integrate the information that he was hearing, and therefore his hands moved into that posture. You see? And this is why intuitive people, they can just trust, but they look weird to the outside world because it's like, wow, they're so free within their physical body. Like they're not so restrained or restricted, but I'm used to the constraints, right? I'm used to seeing people walking around like penguins or whatever, right? But this, right? Like you can only get that from a certain internal connection of inner space, right? There's a theater practitioner named Grotowski, okay? He used to create poor theater. So he understood the power of the physical theater too. There's a thing called physical theater as well, where you only pay attention to the human dynamics and the biomechanics of the human body, right? And so poor theater, they emphasize that you don't need fancy props, you don't need lights, you don't need all of those. You just need the actor and his consciousness. And I think that's a brilliant, woo! Hey guys, come on now, you want to join the video, guys? Oh, there's some birds outside the window. You guys maybe saw that. I don't know if you saw that, but whimsical, phantasmagorical. Okay, is that a word? Hopefully. Man, guys, I'm so happy. Today is a new day. We're about to shine. We're about to be brilliant. Now remember, as the 144 oversouls, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. If you are one of these light workers, okay, these beings, You gave yourself all of these complicated missions and disturbances so that you can curate yourself, so that you can heal it within you. And as you've gone through the darkness and you've come out with the elixir of life, you are now of service to those who might go there or have gone there or struggling there or cannot get out of there. You now have a map, a way that you've rearranged yourself and understood and climbed yourself out with the ladder of consciousness, going through each emotion, going through each step, right? I once had a wild trip once where I visualized in my mind, right? I visualized that I was experiencing every single human emotion within every second. So happiness, sadness, anger, right? It was just going boom, boom, boom. And every time that I went to a different emotion, I was being flung around to neutrality again. And then again, I'd go through another spiral. And then again, I'd go through another spiral. Until I feel like I installed every single human emotion in my, imagination. And when this happened, there was just an automatic merging with any divine source, right? It was just a merging with it. Like if someone threw me a water bottle, I would become that water bottle, right? It would be that fluid, that energetic, that lucid, almost like a dream, right? Dream sequence, you could say. So in this wild dream, I was becoming every emotion. And then I came out on the other side in this completely blankness, like a white room, nothing there, right? Complete purgatory, limbo, whatever you want to call it. And then suddenly, like the movie Inside Out, a new emotion, right? So anger door. I walk into the anger door. It's an anger world. There are these angry people, angry beings, right? Entities all around. Like everything is just in rage mode. Things are on fire. Like it's chaos, okay? And you can really tell that the people who aren't angry or aggressive in Anger Town are severely bullied and chastised and cut down and put aside and outcasted. Now, as I was going through this visualization, I didn't know anything about this, right? I don't know what I was experiencing, but I know I needed to understand the alchemy of my emotions. I need to know how, if I could, in my mind, go from complete desperation and sadness into an okay feeling within myself. And then from that okayness, raise the frequency up. Okay, the upward spiral gang. So this was the escape plan. It was the idea that the slump jump, as I used to call it. Now you're going through a slump, you're kind of like, whatever. You suddenly do something to shock your system. Hey, Nirvana time, okay? Let's go, right? Satori moment, baby. And you allow your intelligence, your natural body's intelligence, to guide you through this entire process right now. So all you light workers right now, you need something for the mind, something for the body, something for the spirit that you continuously do every single day. Every single day. Doesn't matter what it is, just continue doing it. Something for the mind, something for the body, something for the spirit. Depends what kind of mind you want, depends what kind of body you want, depends what kind of spirit you want. Okay? Combine all three factors and you have the imagination. And the imagination is where you can rest, and combine is the interface of all three. And you can really work within all realms, in a sense, of mind, body, and spirit, to unify. So you can unify with your desires and your intentions, and you do not unify with something that you don't prefer, okay? You don't get attached to that or something like this, right? So this is a really interesting journey. I hope that you got a lot of value today from today's video. Make sure you share it with a friend. Let's get it, Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. Hey. Stay in touch, okay? Don't be a stranger. Let's get it. Upward Spiral. Los.